everyone, my name is David Startouch. This is going to be a beginning to intermediate yoga class. I'm going to dedicate it to Kristen. So for all of those who are getting set up today, take your time, get your yoga mat in the right place, and I'll talk about what we're going to be doing and if this class is right for you or how to adjust this class to meet your practice. So what we'll be doing first is we're going to do a meditation to kind of get you into your body. And then I'm also going to give a little bit of a Dharma talk, so to speak. And then we're going to start with a gentle warm-up. Now, at any time, you can go to child's pose at any time, and it's true for any yoga class. Moving from there, we'll start to get a little more of an advanced flow. I won't be going into all the specific poses. I'll just help you get into alignment and kind of warm you up and prime your brain about how to use your move into those poses, and then we're going to start going a lot quicker, okay? It's going to be a little bit of faster flow. I'm going to try to keep this to an hour, but we will see where we go. And it's going to be a full class. It might go a little longer, and we'll just see how the video goes. This is also dedicated for all those who are looking to get out of the stir-crazy COVIDness and just kind of find a center. So let's start by taking a deep breath in. Let's just begin to connect to our body. Maybe, you can be sitting, you can be lying down, you can be standing if that's better for you. But just take that full deep breath in and then just let it out. So we're not going to be changing the breath too much for the moment. We're just going to keep breathing in, breathing out. And notice how we're breathing in. What I would like you to do is add a few pauses at the top and at the bottom of the breath. So as you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just do 2 more of these breaths. Last one for me. Feels so nice. Okay, so now that you've got some of that deep breath going, I feel my own lungs have expanded a little bit. I've noticed a change in my voice. I'm feeling a little more relaxed in my body. We're going to go a little deeper. So we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, all the way down into the belly. Filling the belly, now fill the ribs, and breathe into the top of the chest. Very top, hold it, 1, 2, 3, and slowly release from the heart, from the top, upper chest, exhaling those ribs all the way out, exhaling that belly, coming into an empty breath of 1, 2, 3, just release the belly. As you keep releasing, keep breathing in. Breathe the ribs all the way up to the heart, top of the throat. 1, 2, 3, and exhale. We're going to do at least 3 of these deep breaths. Now, just do it at your own pace. Notice the tops of your shoulders soften as you breathe. One more. And now find a nice neutral breath, just a natural breath coming in and out, not changing it, just breathing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this one step further to an Ujjayi breath. This is an ocean's breath. So I find this breath very helpful when I just imagine the ocean waves coming in and out. This is one of my meditation breaths, but I also do this during the classes and often when I'm walking around. So we're going to breathe in through the nose And there's this little valve in the back of the throat called the glottis. We're going to constrict it a little bit to create that sound of the ocean coming in. And as we exhale, we can restrict that a little bit too, but I like to sometimes open my mouth. But when you're ready, you can have your mouth closed and just like that. So the Ujjayi breath will sound kind of like I was doing before. Breathing in, watching the waves come. Watching the waves go out. This gentle in of the flow. So what this is doing is allowing you to kind of constrict and flow the amount of breath that's going in and out. Now you can also do this when you start to get really hot in a yoga class, in through the nose, cooling jet into the lungs, cools the breath. And when you exhale, that hot breath just releases out through the mouth. So it's this is very important in a hot yoga class. Now, one of the most important things if you want to move from a beginning to an intermediate level of yoga is to learn to breathe. We inhale and we exhale, breathing in as you rise and exhale as you fold. So that's the beginning. Let's get started into the next level of the class. All right, and as we begin the class today, we're going to start with on our hands and knees, okay? Just because I want to start warming up the middle of the spine. So start with spreading your fingers, middle of the finger towards the front of the mat, and let's just tops of the feet press into the floor for a moment, just to kind of get some of that little bit of a stretch there. Your hips are over the knees. You're going to pull your belly up and in, engage the core. Inhale, lift the crown of the head forward, pull the shoulders back, and press the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Gaze comes forward. Take a full breath in here. And as you exhale, arch the spine, lift the heart towards the sky. Just relax the neck. Let it kind of fold as it does. As you tuck the tailbone under, let all the air out. Inhaling, rising into cow. Exhaling into cat. Feel free to let some sighs in and out. They're beautiful. They help release stress and tension. Inhaling forward, exhaling out. Let's do 5 more rounds of this. Just find your own pace. Now you're going to notice through the class that even in a fast-paced class, I'm really all about moving with my own breath, and my breath might be shorter or faster than yours, and that's okay. You move at the class at your own pace. So if I get a little bit of ahead, that's fine. You feel free to shorten the pose, but don't just skip the breath. That's the most important thing. I think I've got one more cat-cow in me. And there we go. All right, let's drop into child's pose for a minute. Nice wide knees, toes slightly together. Reach the arms forward, and then let the head come to the mat right there, and just soften back. Bring the buttocks towards the heels, and then see if you can widen the knees just a little bit, and you're going to notice you get a gentle hip flexor stretch here. Now, I'm not always able to sink into that. My hip flexors are too tense. You might be feeling that. If you want a more relaxed pose, just let the buttocks sink a little farther back, and just notice the gentle stretch in your lower back, and breathe into that place. You might be feeling some stretch in your shoulders, in the sacrum area. There's some really great assists I'm sorry I won't be able to give you. But In another class, I'll probably show you how we can do that. Okay, one more deep breath here. Okay, I'm going to make my way back to hands and knees. Okay, and now I think we're ready for down dog. Curl the toes under, press the hips back and up to the sky, and then you're going to widen the stance right now. Heels slightly out, toes slightly in. Let's check in with the hands too. Keep those fingers spread, middle finger is forward. As you press your hips back, turn the triceps in. Nice strong arms here. Press the shoulder blades back so they're reaching towards the buttocks there, down the back there. Now, keep your knees slightly bent, reach the hips a little higher, keep again those triceps, and relax the neck. Let's get some movement here, like just gentle, soft neck. All right, and now begin to pedal the feet. Drop the right heel down, left knee's bent, and then switch. Right knee bends, left heel goes down, and gently pedal the feet back and forth. Kind of loosen up those hamstrings a little bit. And if that feels really good to you now, kind of stretching this out, let's reach those hips to the sky. You can keep pedaling if you like. Otherwise, we're going to come into a full down dog here. Keep reaching the hips as high as you can, pressing those hips away from the hands, and drop the heels down. See if you can lengthen the hamstrings. Don't overdo it though, because we're going to have lots of opportunity here. I'm just going to bend the knees now, look forward, drop the hips back, and walk up to the front of the mat. All right, beautiful. Now we're going to inhale halfway, hands to the shins, reach the crown of the head forward, pull the shoulders back. That's where we want halfway to be. Pull that belly up and in, and then when you exhale, fold all the way to the ground, hands. Relax the neck. Bend the knees as much as you need to rest the belly on the thighs here, okay? And then you can lift the hips up a little higher. See where you are today. Maybe your low back's a little tight. Now nod the head, yes. Shake the head, no. Now see if you can find a maybe in here. Awesome. Inhale halfway. Nice long legs, a little bit of air in the back of the knees. And fold. Just one more of these. Beautiful. All right. Halfway. And last one, fold all the way down. Bend the knees. Hands come completely to the floor. We're going to now roll up vertebra by vertebra. Starting by lifting the legs up. Stacking those vertebra. Lower spine lengthens. Begin to stack the upper. Rising up all the way. Beautiful. Roll the shoulders back. Let those shoulder blades sink down. Now allow your weight to come to the heels and the balls of the feet. Maybe rock a little bit. Find that center of gravity. Lift your toes and spread the toes. Okay, cool. Now we're here and we're going to find mountain pose. So let's start with the feet. Feet are hip widths apart. Adjust that however you need to. Again, lift the toes just to kind of engage the balls of the feet, heels. Rock back and forth to have that super strong ground here. Okay, once you're there, slight bend in the knees. Put a little bit of air in the back of the knees. We're going to turn the thighs inward, so a little bit of turn inward, and then we're going to make the calves go out. So you've got really strong legs now. Thighs in, calves out, slight bend in the knee, bear it just a little bit. Now, as you're doing so, we're going to lift the pelvic floor. All right, so tuck that belly up and in, and if you're not sure what those muscles are, you're just going to go, don't pee, don't pee, don't pee, all right? Lifting the pelvic floor, that's what those muscles are. Okay, so now that you've engaged those muscles, your abs are engaged, roll your shoulders back again, lift the heart up. Cool, so shoulder blades are reaching down the back. Now, bring your hands forward, palms forward. Now, other than the palms, this is perfect posture, with one exception. We're going to take it that next step. Oops, sorry about the microphone. Imagine there's a string now anchored to the floor up through your tailbone, coming to the top of the spine, coming out to the top of the head. And you're going to grab this string and you're going to pull it a little higher. And now you've got perfect posture because you're slightly just going to relax the neck and drop the chin ever so gently with the shoulders pulled back. So this is a power pose. So we're going to now, as you're power posing, find mountain pose again. I like to again rock the feet, engage the thighs, belly up and in, shoulders back, mountain pose. So we're going to begin by lifting with a deep breath, bring the arms up to the sky. And then we're going to exhale, bringing them down to the sides, okay? And now we're going to mix it up a little bit. I like to bring the arms forward, nice long spine, soft shoulders, deep breath, and then cactus, elbows out. Inhale forward and to the out. Deep breath, giving love to the world, and exhale, receiving that love back into your heart. Inhale up. All the way, we're going to come down to the sides. Exhale, drop the chin, let the air out. You're going to get some neck motion in here. Bring the arms forward and up. Big W, huge cactus. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Yeah, feeling that crunchiness leave. Come forward and out, giving love to the world. It's so much in need of this. Exhale, hands to the heart. Receive love back into your heart. We're going to inhale up one more time. Let the arms come out, dropping the neck. Chin comes down. Inhale forward. Let the gaze follow the hands. Big W on the exhale. Last time, inhale forward bring the arms out, sending love into the world. Exhale, hands to your heart. Now, before we continue, this is a moment where I'd like you to set an intention for your practice. And also, think about someone you love or some family or friends who might need a little bit of support or positive thoughts or intentions or vibes, whatever you want to say, sent to them right now. And think about those people. And just say in your mind, I love you, and allow your heart to beam that love out. On your next deep breath in, you're going to bring the arms up, hands still together, look up. Just thank the universe for giving you a body right now where you're able to do this. And as you exhale, we're going to swan dive down to the floor, hinging from the hips all the way. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold, placing the hands on the floor. Step into a high plank. For a high plank, I want you to lift those thighs to the sky first. You're going to notice your butt's a little high. Spread those fingers, and then you're going to come forward ever so gently so your shoulders are over the wrists and shoulder blades are reaching down the back. So this is very similar to mountain pose, but we're just at a vertical plane. Crown of the head reach forward. Beautiful. We're just going to hold this for 10 minutes. I'm kidding. All right. Keep that breath moving and flowing. Belly's up and in. Strong core here. All right? Just 5 more seconds. A nice strong pose. And then we're going to come forward a little bit on the tiptoes. Lower down. You can drop to your knees if you like, if this is better for you. Come all the way. Elbows in so your triceps to the work. Okay, now I'm going to crush the microphone. Okay, you're going to go all the way down. Tops of the feet pressed into the floor. We're going to do baby cobra. Now you can have your heels out or your toes together. You're going to then press the thighs into the floor, then the hips and the pelvis. You're going to begin to lift your heart, pulling those elbows and shoulders back, lifting the crown of the head, and down. So baby cobra, inhale, and down. Once more, inhale, baby cobra, and down. Beautiful. Okay, press back in the hands and knees. And we're going to go to child's pose for a minute, knees together this time. Press the hips back. And just let that low back release. Feel that, feels so good. That's nice and juicy there. Keep the breath moving and flowing. One more deep breath here. Awesome. Coming back to hands and knees. We're going to Curl the toes under, come into down dog. So just like a nice strong down dog, this time the toes are slightly together, heels are apart. We're nice and warm here, so this is safe to do. Spreading the fingers, press the hips back and up. Nice strong down dog. Make sure those triceps are in. This is really important. Now a slight bend of the knees, look forward, walk your feet up to the hands. Inhale halfway, exhale fold all the way to the ground. Beautiful. Inhale halfway. And fold. Okay, let's find a little bit of our flow. Rise up, swan dive to the sky, hands to the heart. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Place the hands, find a plank position. All right, now we're going to go into up dog. So you're going to come forward on the tiptoes, elbows, halfway, chaturanga. We're just going to stay here for a moment. Tops of the feet press on the floor. Lift the heart. Shoulders are over the wrists. Now, crown of the head reaches the sky, engage the core. And exhale, back to down dog. You can do cobra or up dog. We've done baby cobra, just lift your heart a little higher. Look forward, walk the feet up to the hands. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Swan dive to the sky. Hands to the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Place the hands on the floor. Step into a high plank. Come forward on the tiptoes. Exhale to chaturanga. Shoulders are back. Hold this for a moment. Belly's up and in. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. So you're always inhaling on the up dog or cobra. Exhaling as you come to down dog. Looking forward. Take a breath if you need. And then exhale as you come up. It's very important to, when you bring those feet up, come all the way down. This time we're going to set it for chair pose. Toes slightly together, heels apart. Okay. Drop the hips back. Lift the arms. Lift those toes here in the balls of the feet and the heel. Let the gaze come up and drop a little deeper. Knees are together. Imagine you're squeezing a block with those thighs. Drop the hips down a little more. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway. And fold all the way down. Swan dive to the ceiling. Hands to the heart. Inhale up. Exhale down. Chair pose. And fold. Beautiful. Let's do another high plank and come into chaturanga. Shoulders are in. Or shoulders are back. Elbows are in. And up dog or cobra. Coming back into downward facing dog. So you now have your choice of vinyasas, up dog or cobra. Let's look forward, step or jump up to the mat. And let me clarify that real quick. Go and take a moment. Now when you're jumping up to the mat, you bend your knees and you come forward. So the key thing is the core. As you start to get a bigger practice, it'll be, oops, that was a horrible version. All right, you're gonna use your core, and then you can float, which I'm not able to do at this moment. Inhale halfway, exhale all the way down, and rise up. So just for clarification, stepping is safer than jumping. Inhale up, exhale all the way down. Come into chair pose again. Beautiful, and fold. Step into chaturanga, or plank, then come into chaturanga, and take your vinyasa. Okay, I think we're ready for level 2. So stay in downward facing dog for a moment, or come back to down dog. And find your nice strong down dog. We're going to work that core. Reach the left leg back. Flex the toes. Beautiful. Now bend the knee. Open up the hip. Try to keep your arms so they're pressing equally nice and level. Breathe in that open hip and flex the toes. Yeah, there you go. Take a deep breath here. And knee to nose on the exhale. Reaching back. Nice open hip. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale back. And cross the body. Exhale to the right elbow. Inhale back. Knee to nose. We're just going to lengthen. When you reach the foot back now, don't open the hip. Deep breath. Knee to left elbow. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to left. Inhale back. Knee to nose. Inhale back. Knee to left elbow.
Inhale back, knee to left, right. Inhale back, knee to nose. Inhale back, knee to left elbow. Inhale back, cross the body again. 2 more. I missed the knee to nose there. And crossing the body. Okay, all the way back, drop the foot, drop the knees, and child's pose. You earned that one. Didn't know you were going to get your core workout in this, did you? Rock side to side maybe a little bit. Let some movement come into that body. Keep the breath moving and flowing. We're going to come back to hands and knees. Good. Press back into down dog. Wonderful. Reach that right foot back. Bend the knee. Open the hip. Good. Breathe into that hip. Nice hip stretch there. Again, try to keep the arms, the hands equally leveled. And those, so you're nice pressure in right and left arm. You don't want to just dump into the left arm. You want to keep it nice and level. One more deep breath. All right, and knee to nose. Again, we're opening the hip for this first salvo. Knee to right elbow. Open the hip. Knee to left. And now we're going to straighten out. Knee to nose. Knee to right elbow. Knee back. Exhale. Knee to left. Inhale. Knee to nose. Inhale. Knee to right elbow. Inhale. Knee to left. Inhale. Knee to nose. Yeah, I know. You're feeling the burn. Right to elbow. Inhale back. Knee to nose. Inhale all the way back. Knee to left. Beautiful. Inhale back and knee to nose. Inhale all the way back. Right elbow. Almost done. Back to left. One more. Knee to nose. This is the last one. And down to down dog. Feet together, or toes together, heels apart. Strong down dog. And you can stay there, or you can come to child's pose. So, good clarification here. Down dog is actually a resting pose. So your yoga practice goes from beginning to intermediate. I gotta catch my breath. It's been a little while since I did some yoga, at least at this level. And so in down dog, eventually this becomes a nice rest pose, but you might have your wrists, you can put a blanket under here or a towel if you've got tight wrists. If you've got sensitive knees, you can put a towel on the mat when you come down hands and knees. The only trick is when you're coming all the way down for a vinyasa or cobra, you have to learn to shift the blanket or the towel to the side. Whew. It's got my heart going. Good stuff. Okay, are you ready? I'm ready. Back to down dog. Okay, we're gonna left leg back. Deep breath. Bring the knee towards the nose. Drop the foot. Find your crescent. So before we do that, drop the knee, top of the foot, press it down on the floor. And you're going to come back, our hands together, deep breath, reach back. And this is where you're scissoring the thighs towards each other. And exhale. Now we're going to bring the right foot up, come into halfway, and fold. Rise up, chair pose. Toes together, heels apart. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Swan dive to the sky. Okay, so now we're going to go all the way back down. Chair pose. Fold. Frame the foot with your hands, step into high plank, and take a vinyasa. Inhale the right leg back. Deep breath. Exhale, bring the knee towards the nose. Set the foot down between the hands. Drop the knee. Inhale, crescent. Top of the foot presses in the ground. 2 more breaths here. And fold. Beautiful. Rise that back leg up. Look forward. Step into or bring the feet together. Inhale halfway and fold all the way down. Prep for chair pose, toes together, heels apart. Inhale, chair, and fold. Swan dive to the sky. Hands to the heart. Inhale up and fold all the way down. Frame the feet. Chaturanga to your vinyasa. Okay, mixing it up again. Inhale, left foot back. Bring it forward. Set it between the hands. Keep the knee up this time. We're going to find your high crescent. Rising up. Hands can be apart. The key thing is we want the pinkies coming in. Lift the arms up. Soften the shoulders. Gazes forward. Beautiful. Hands to the heart. Step the back foot to the right. Or to the left, step it up. Inhale, arms up. Fold all the way down. Step back into a high plank and take a vinyasa. All right, inhale, right leg back, deep breath. Exhale, come into high crescent. Rise up. So again, high crescent, all 10 toes pointing forward. Look forward and up. Gazes coming about a 45 degree. Now tuck the chin to a nice long spine here. Scissor the thighs together for stability. One more breath. And fold. Left foot just steps up to right. Inhale halfway. Fold all the way down. Chair pose. Fold. Swan dive to the sky. Hands to the heart. How many of you are feeling that burn? Okay, so shake it out for a minute. Bend the knees, shake the hands, get the hips involved. Shake, 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 shake it out. Okay, so if you're like me, you might be feeling some neck tension here because of those ups, downs, and sides. This can happen when you're sitting on the couch and you're watching a lot of TV. So we're working on the computer. All you lucky enough people who can work remote, right? All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen up the shoulders and neck now. Let the body have a chance to catch your breath because I need to. So we're nice and warm. We're gonna let the circulation come back to wherever it needs to. Find your mountain pose. So bend the knees, balls of the feet, ground in, thighs in, calves out. Tuck the tailbone, keep that core strong. We're not being lazy just because we're taking a break, okay? Good. Okay, so now that you've got this really strong foundation, you're gonna push this left shoulder down, reaching with the fingers, okay? Now, the right ear is going to reach away from the shoulder towards the right shoulder. So right ear towards the right shoulder, left hand reaches to the ground. You're gonna stretch out these muscles here. Gently let your chin, well, let's see, how do you do this? So the right ear comes down, and you're going to notice you might gently look this way to get a deeper stretch, or gently look to the right to get a deeper stretch down this neck muscle. You're just going to gently let it stretch. Don't move it too much. Just allow your body to find the stretch that's good for you. Notice if you're locking your knees. Undo that. Find that nice long chest. Keep that spine engaged. Now gently keep those shoulder blades reaching down the back as you do this while pressing that left hand down. That's the tricky part. And now you're going to release. Let the head come back to center. We're going to reach down with the right fingers. And then opposite side, left ear towards the left shoulder. So you're keeping this reaching down like it's being pulled down by a bungee cord or holding a bungee cord. And then you bring that left shoulder, so you're really feeling that stretch right along here, all the way to the back of the neck. It's like a massage, in a way. You just don't get all the nice human touch with it. Keep that breath moving and flowing. Very important here. So why do we breathe? Because when we breathe, the stress and the tension arrives from the body, but when we breathe in and out, it releases. When we're holding our breath, this tension gets stored in the fascia, in that, in the space between the muscles. And as you do yoga, that kind of gets twisted and wrung out, and that spider webby muscle which actually has its own memory network in it, begins to release emotions and feelings and stuff that's been stored in your physical hard drive. Come back to center. Okay, now before I continue about that, I want you to drop your chin. Keep those shoulder blades reaching down the back though. And the chin comes towards the chest. Then you're going to roll towards the right, as we just did the side. Right ear. And we're going to gently let the head come back. We're just going to stop here in the back. And we're going to gently come back to the right. Then chin comes down. See, there's a half circles. Come all the way to the left now. I'm feeling that stretch a lot. Over here I must sit crooked. And we're going to come all the way back. You're going to gently feel it in those like front muscles. And then back to center, or to the side. Down towards forward center. We're going to do this 2 more times. So come to the right, then to the back, and then switch directions. I'm already feeling my throat muscles getting a nice stretch here. Just notice where you feel the stretch. This is probably the most important part of healing yoga, restorative yoga. And then back. This is the last round now. Coming to the right and the back. Pausing and then back around. Feeling those stretch everywhere as the head moves. Keeping that rest of the body nice and strong. And back to center. Then lift the crown of the head, come all the way up. Look back, bring your arms up. And then we're going to fold all the way to the floor, swan dive. Now this is a nice long spine. Beautiful, nice and slow. Place the hands on the floor. Back into high plank and chaturanga. Now we're going to hold chaturanga here for a minute. Shoulders back, elbows in. This is one of the key poses. Learn how to hold this and you will be golden. All the way down, up, down, or cobra, and back to down dog. All right, we're now going to step into the next part. Whew, are you feeling good? I'm feeling good. Okay, left leg back, bring it forward, set it between the hands. Inhale, high crescent, hands to the heart. Now you're going to place this back foot, I'll switch so you can see me, 45 degrees, okay? You're going to want to square the hips, so we're going to do warrior 1. You want your feet hip width apart, but this back one's 45. I like to bring my hands to the hips here, square them off. Tuck the tailbone, front knee is over the ankle. Back leg is strong. Key thing is, you don't want to be like sideways or miss a stretch. This is a hip stretch with a knee bend and a strong back leg. Inhale, lift the arms. Warrior 1. We're going to hear 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Hands to the heart. Step into warrior 2. Find your alignment. Back foot, heel, intersect. Knees over the ankle. Lift up from here. So the inner thighs are pulling up. Bring the arms out, palms out, and then down. Now don't have your knee too far forward. Want to over the ankle. 2 more breaths here. It's okay to have the back toe slightly forward to get that stronger leg. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to go a little more advanced. Side angle. Forearm to the side. I'm going to bring this left arm up. Well, I switched stances on you guys. I'm sorry. I'll just do the other side next time. Now sink a little in. You notice I went like this? Yeah. Drop in. Nice long line. And back to warrior 2. Reverse the warrior. Back hand traces down the back leg. Lift the right arm up. And warrior 2. Beautiful. Cartwheel down. Frame the foot. Step back into high plank. Chaturanga. And take your vinyasa. Okay. Now, right leg comes back. Bring the knee forward between the hands. High crescent. Squeeze those thighs together. Scissor. Hands to the heart. Drop the back foot. Warrior 1. Inhale up. Squaring those hips. 2 more breaths here. And hands to the heart. Okay, you're going to do your warrior two, and because I did the wrong side, I'm just going to switch so I'm nice and balanced. Keep the breath moving and flowing. One more breath. Okay, side angle. Forearm to the thigh. Swing that back arm up, pinky down. Nice long side. If your neck begins to hurt, feel free to look down. And back to center, warrior two. Reverse. Beautiful. Cartwheel down, frame the foot. Step back into a high plank and chaturanga. Yes, I'm facing the wrong direction just to balance myself. Vinyasa. And child's pose or down dog. Be here for a few moments. I'm going to reset my position. And when you're ready, meet back into down dog. Look forward. Step up into, step up to the hands. Inhale halfway and fold. Swan dive to the ceiling. Hands to the heart. Inhale up. And while your hands are up, bring them all the way down. Swan dive to the sides, don't to the floor. We're going to step into warrior one. So you're going to lift this right foot up, knee is above, and you're just going to reach back. This is a little bit of a balance. Find your warrior one. Beautiful. So we just want to kind of step into it. Lift the arms up. Hands to the heart. Warrior two. Extended side angle. We're going to dance the warrior a few times here. Reverse. I'm going to refine my warrior two. Falling out of poses, getting tired. That's good. Extended side angle. And warrior two. Reverse. Extended, there's warrior two. Extended side angle. Warrior two, back to center and reverse. Back to center. Extended side angle. This is the last one. Warrior two and reverse. Beautiful. Lengthen this front leg. Back foot's going to step up just a little bit. Let me mirror for a moment. Step up a little bit. So we're going to come to triangle. Now if you have a block, which I don't right now, you can set it down here. This back hip steps forward. Now the key thing is you want your left foot 45 degrees. I'm trying to make sure I'm in the frame of the camera here. As the front foot's forward, and if you're in warrior two, that's too far, so you have to step up. All right, so you're reaching forward, reach forward with the hand. Now what I like to do is keep the left hand on my hip. I bring the right hand down to the shin. So I'm really pressing in the hip and I'm getting this inner thigh stretch. And I imagine I've placed my hand on an imaginary block here. Then I bring my left arm down, pull the bowstring all the way to the sky. Triangle. So the key thing is you want a really long spine. Don't want to dump like this. You want to have a nice long spine here. And if your neck hurts, you just look down like that. All right, so those who have neck issues, and slightly drop the chin towards the body. Okay, you're going to bend the knee. You're going to come back into warrior two and reverse. And then we're going to cross all the way down, frame the foot, step back in high plank, and vinyasa. Okay, let's see if I can remember that sequence on the other side. Left leg back, bring the foot forward, high crescent. Scissor to thighs, that back heel stays up. Hands to the heart, drop the back foot into warrior one. Make sure I'm balanced this time. Arms come up. Oh, I messed it up. Okay, let's try that again. Come back into a mountain pose. We're going to lift that left foot up. So you got the knee, and then I want you to practice using your balance, bringing that foot back. Find your warrior one. I'm going there somewhere with this, I promise. Arms up. Swan dive to the sides. That didn't make sense. Arms forward, hands to the heart. We're going to step into warrior two now. So find your warrior two, and we're going to dance the warrior. My legs are starting to become jello. Yours might be too. Unless you're in better shape than I am. Probably are. Extended side angle. Warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two. And extended side angle. Warrior two. We have 2 more rounds after this. And again, the most important yoga part of yoga is the breath. Your form, you hold the pose as best you can, and then you'll breathe. Because it just gets better with time. It's the last one for me. Back to warrior two. Lengthen the front leg, back foot steps up. And because I did this side, I'm gonna mirror, so I get nice and balanced too. All right, again, triangle, you can see I'm doing the hip thing, pressing that hip back, reach forward with the left hand, back arm here, I just bring it to my hip, because I'm like, oh yeah? I don't think so. We're gonna come all the way down. Left hand comes to the shin here. Again, imaginary block for me, and then I'm gonna pull the bowstring. So draw the bowstring up, arm comes to the sky. Nice triangle. Okay, so as I'm pressing here, anchoring, or a block, reaching that spine forward, not dumping. Don't want to dump. No dumping. This is a no dumping ground. No littering your spine. Litter is bad. Okay, my neck's starting to talk to me, so I'm just going to look down a little bit and find that nice release when I do that. That's why we warmed up the neck earlier. And back to warrior two. So this can kind of just pull you back, knee bent. This stuff gets easier over time as your arms get stronger, no worries. We're just gonna do extended side angle just for the fun of it. And as you come back to warrior two, reverse. Yeah. Cartwheel down, frame the foot, step into a high plank, then chaturanga, and vinyasa. All right. So we're gonna walk the feet up to the hands and stand up for a moment. Shake it out. All right, you did great there. So, now that we're warmed up, yeah, that's the warm up. We're gonna also do a flying series. Now this is kind of a peak pose area, but we're gonna skip some vinyasas in there in a little bit because I really want you to focus on some of this leg stuff. So find warrior two. Okay, left foot is nice and long, kind of intersecting if you have that. If you don't, it's fine to be wider. So we're gonna come into half moon. Now that's one of my favorite peak poses. A lot of people, feel free to go to the wall if you like, or you can put a block in front of you as well. So what I like to get into this pose, arms are out, I will kind of come forward and almost jump the back foot up just by lifting it with some momentum. So like this, my toes are the launch pad. They just kind of, little whoop, whoop. And then I'm gonna fall off the cliff, but no, I'm gonna stay really still. And we come here. So hand comes to the block, nice long spine, falling over, and I'm coming back. Okay, so the secret to this is lifting up this, don't pee, don't pee, don't pee. You lift up really tight, don't pee. Keep that really strong. And as you engage the abs, you lift up and the abs engage down and they keep everything nice and strong as they wrap around the spine. So with the strong core, you have all the power coming up through here. Sorry, I bumped the mic. Okay, let's try that again. Ready? Strong core, forward. And then you're just going to almost cartwheel, but you just place that hand on the floor and you're here. Hi, and back. That's half moon. Let's do it on the other side. Fun, right? Okay. Like I said, beginning to intermediate, but anybody can do this. Just take some practice. Okay. I'm gonna come up again. All right, see what I'm the gentle version. Lift the leg, down, oops, lost my balance. And slight bend in the knee for me, coming down. My right side is a little stronger, might be yours too. So this is me at imaginary block. I'm coming back. So you imagine you're in a plane of glass holding you together. I'm not catching my breath very easy. It's good COVID training, right? Catching your breath. Coming back. Ooh, there we go. Lengthen. Press that back leg. It's your ballast. The stronger the back leg is. And then you come forward and try not to fall down. Okay, the slower, the stronger. Okay, one more time, David. Here we go. How was that for you? Good? All right, I'm going to shake it out. All right, so now that we've twisted and tensed all these different muscles up a different way, we're going to undo it like a little twist, screwing, wringing the cloth through a vinyasa. So set back up, inhale up, exhale, fold, step here. Now you can jump to chaturanga. I haven't shown you this yet, but you never jump to plank. You step into plank, or you jump into chaturanga with the elbows, and these are your springs, okay? And take your vinyasa. So we don't want to jack your shoulders, which is why we always have the elbows bent if we jump. All right, I'm going to come to child's pose to release my low back for a moment. We're going to do our 3 breaths. Isn't it great? Isn't breath wonderful? Isn't yoga so nice? Isn't it nice to kind of just take care of you? Focusing on your body in this time of stress and just wringing it out, letting that breath move and flow and take that stress and breathe it away. Okay, we're ready for the next level. Come to your hands and knees. Bring your, well, we're going to go into pigeon. So I'm going to show you the basic level 1 pigeon first. So bring that left foot forward, left knee forward. You're going to swing the right leg around. Okay, so we're going to do a lying down pigeon. It's like reverse chair pose. So you're going to be on your back. Hopefully I'm in frame. Take your right ankle, just because it's in frame better, so you can see my feet. And then I'm going to reach my hands through this little space, interlocking behind the thigh of the left thigh. Flexing the toes. It's super important to flex the toes because it protects your knee. Drop your shoulders back. And then begin to pull forward. We're going to do half pigeon in a second. I just want to teach you this. If you're beginning and half pigeon's too tough, you just make your way back to here, okay? I use my right elbow to push my right knee out a little bit as I pull inward. But again, keep these right toes flexed. And I like to flex the left toes too. Okay, so now for all those who are ready for half pigeon or have already gone there, that's great. You go back into down dog, left leg back, bring the knee forward, drop the hip down. Now, this knee's bent for me for the moment, but I'm going to lengthen it out because the real trick for half pigeon is squaring those hips. Top of the feet pressing the floor. Then I walk my elbows down. And the straighter the square, you don't want this right foot tucking in. Let me so you can't see what I'm doing. Okay. So what I don't want is this. This doesn't work. You want to rotate the hips, but first you set this up to be almost 90 degrees, flexing those toes. This protects the knee. Then you rotate this back leg. Now, that's a little too much, so I'm about a 45 degree right now. And I'm lifting that right hip just a little bit. I would normally put a pillow or a blanket underneath because my hips are just so tight and they come down. So I can't quite get into half pigeon comfortably. So instead, I'm going to come back to this position, okay? My right hip is just so tight, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to a level 1 pose instead of a level 2 pose. Okay, so I hold these positions for quite a while. Just keep this breath moving and flowing so you have time to really get into it. And the reason is, a lot of our emotions are in our hips. And if you've got a lot going on in your life, and I know a lot of people do right now, you get a lot stored there, and there's a lot of anger and frustration that gets stored in our hips. And if you think about it, the hip chakra is where people carry their guns, right? They're the gunslingers. You got the belt across the hips because sex, money, and violence comes around the hips, right?
So this is the second chakra, and that's power, money, and sex. When somebody stabs you in the back, sometimes people think the top, but really it's that lower back. Just like, oh, I can't believe you stabbed me there. So this is where a lot of the fear and the anger and the frustrations, and I know so many of you, like myself, are in that financial bind. And, thankfully, there's some options coming, but so many people are struggling right now. So I have a lot of compassion for them and yourself and just where we are. And breathe into those hips. Let those feelings come up. We don't want a spiritual bypass and like, oh, yoga is solving all of my problems. No, yoga is helping you be with your problems, letting them flow through you instead of getting stuck in you. That's what the breath is about. We're taking this to the river, and that's the flow. Take it to the river, let your problems go, and just be in your body and let them flow through you. They're going to come up. That's how life is. The stuff just comes up. So now just breathe. I'm going to shut up for a moment and let you feel whatever you're feeling, okay? Let's just be where you are. Sorry, and I'm sure you can hear that. It's a creaky old house and someone's taking a shower. These outside noises and inconveniences, they're part of life. And I think it's really great sometimes when they show up to breathe. Just kind of feel them. All right, I don't know about you. If I keep flexing those right toes, or those toes, but I'm starting to feel like I've really gotten the stretch. So I'm just going to release it now, especially if you're in half pigeon. Give yourself a break for a moment. And if you're coming from half pigeon, we're just going to bring the leg around, and you're going to come meet where everybody else is, who in the level 1 pose, and bring the knees into the chest for a moment. Bring the back down. And we're going to drop the legs to the left side. And we're going to press that right shoulder into the floor. Now, the closer you get to the knees, the better. And you look over the right shoulder. And just let that twist happen. Two more breaths. You're doing great. All right, touch the feet to the floor, lift the hips up to realign the spine. Then drop the hips down, bring the knees back into the chest. Nice gentle hug here, and you're gonna let the knees fall to the right side. Now, knees are nice and close as best as they can, and the left shoulder comes to the floor. Ooh, beating up here. I hope I'm in camera frame. I can't tell. I'm using a wide angle lens, so guys, I hope it works. It's not quite a yoga studio, but it works, right? All right, 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. And we're going to come back to center. Lift the hips up, drop them down. Okay, so we've done one side of the half pigeon, right? Remember? So before we go into that again, we're going to do a bridge pose. So make sure your hands can touch your heels, all right? And you want to be able to just, hands can touch the heels, and you're just going to lift the toes slightly together, heels apart, so you're pigeon toeing. Go and let your knees squeeze together. As if you're squeezing a block with the thighs. Now the knees are going to separate as you lift your hips up. Okay, good. Just like that. Tuck your chin so you got some length in your neck, and exhale, lower it down. Inhale up. Arching the heart just a little bit. Exhale down. We're warming up the spine. You will have an option to go to wheel here in a minute if you want to. Inhale up and down. Okay, so we're ready to go into bridge. Now, if wheel is in your practice, bring the hands here, and you're just going to lift that heart. If wheel is not in your practice, because I'm not going to show it today since I can't make sure you're doing it safely, don't do wheel, okay? Only if it's in your practice already. Now, we're going to bring my hands a little closer, so make sure my hands can still touch my ankles here. And I'm going to lift up,
pressing into the feet, so I'm really lifting, engaging those inner thighs. Now interlace the fingers, walk the shoulders under, so for me it's left shoulder then right. Pressing in, press the elbows, pressing the feet. Now release the buttocks. Inner thighs hold you up as you lift. Buttocks are soft, that's the tricky part. Now flex those toes. There you go. Bridge pose. Now, if you have a block, you could also set it right now underneath the sacrum, and that's one of my favorite things to do. It's very restorative. I rarely do bridge pose anymore because I don't need to reach or stretch. I just like that gentle sacrum stretch. All right, I'm going to come down. All right, we're going to go into bridge 2 more times. Like I said, this is a beginning intermediate class. Maybe wheel if you want to, but again, I want you to hold wheel as long as it's comfortable and know your limits. Don't overdo it. We still have half pigeon to do. All right, ready? We're going to begin lifting up. Find those hips, press into the feet. Again, interlace the hands and bridge pose, walking those shoulders under. Release the buttocks and lift the hips from your inner thighs and the elbows. Use that to arch the heart. I know everyone tenses their buttocks, and it's the hardest thing to not do. One more breath. And down. Okay, we have one more to do. One more to go. You're almost there. Isn't that great? So great to know. Okay, here we go. Inhale, lift the hips. One more breath. 2 more breaths. And down. Okay. So we just did some intense stuff right there. So we're just going to bring our knees in, cross the ankles, and rock up to sitting. You're doing great. Okay, so we're going to make our way back to down dog. And then we're going to take a vinyasa just to kind of reset the body a little bit. What am I doing? Take a vinyasa, David. And child's pose for me for a moment. We can stay in down dog. Okay, if you are going to take the sitting version of pigeon, so you're on your back, go ahead and just come into down dog, right leg back, and drop it forward. Okay. And if I just got the right and left switched, I'm sorry, just do the one that you didn't do. You'll feel it in your hips. I'm like, oh yeah. So if you're in half pigeon at this point, just kind of set it up and come down. Again, my hips are a little too tight from not doing yoga, or maybe it's all of this COVID life financial stress thing. That's okay too. So I did the right to the left ankles, and I'm switching over. Left ankle to the right knee for me. Coming through, interlacing the fingers, flexing the toes of the left foot for me. Again, it's the cross foot. You really need to flex those toes. But I flex both just to safe measure. And my other arm is really pressing that knee out. And I put it in the inner thigh to really get that stretch because I can't reach the knee. Again, we're going to be here for a little while. So just notice what comes up, all right? Just notice those thoughts and feelings, and don't really judge them. Just notice them. And keep the breath moving. The more tense or frustrating or even peaceful the feeling, you just want to keep breathing deeply, deeply through it. This is the superpower of yoga.
We're going to be here 6 more breaths. You're doing great. I'm thinking I've got 1 left. That could be, my count could be off. I used to computer stuff. I was always off by 1. There you go. Drop the feet. Okay, we're going to come to that twist one more time. This time, though, we're going to come up as we do it and do a different kind of twist. So you're going to come sitting, and you're going to bring your right hand to the left knee. Left arm looks over the shoulder. So a nice gentle twist. And then we're going to come back to the other side. And then we're going to come back to center. All right, if you need one more vinyasa, feel free to take it. And for the rest of us, we're just going to settle back down. And we're going to just find that moment of relaxation and peace. Okay? So find that long spine if you want. Gently maybe check in where you might have some tense points in the neck. You feel some crunchiness. You hear the crunchiness? Here we go. La la la. And now let the stillness into your body. All right, now we're going to go to the very best pose of yoga. If you want to end it here, that's fine. For all those who wish to continue further, we're going to go into Shavasana. So for those who've been in through this long enough, I want to say thank you and namaste. And for those who wish to come to Shavasana with me, this is the feel like $1 million pose. They call it corpse pose because you're done. We all come to an end in this life and we don't always get to know when. But if we can learn to surrender and be in the moment, it can lead to peace. Hands coming out 45 degrees, bringing feet to the width of the mat. Finding that nice comfortable position, shifting your hips a little bit. Shoulder blades out. So you bring your shoulder out so you don't have anything else holding you up. If you have a blanket or towel, put it behind your neck. And I'm just going to let go. And I hope you can enjoy the same kind of relaxing feeling. For those that are joining me, Shavasana. Breathing back into your body. Breathing back into your heart. Ever so gently begin wiggling your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, slowly begin making your way to the right side of your body. And then ever so slowly make your way up to sitting. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.